Welcome to the Properties to Profit podcast. I'm Michael, your host. Excited to share with you my journey from a six-figure job to building a successful real estate business. Each episode will explore various aspects of real estate investing, from wholesaling and flipping to managing rentals. I'll share the lessons and insights I've gained, aiming to help you avoid mistakes and achieve your financial goals. Expect guest experts, valuable tips, and practical advice to guide you on your own real estate journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you find any value in this podcast, please subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. Let's turn properties into profits together. Hey guys, Michael here with Properties to Profits. And on today's Monday Mindset episode, I wanted to talk about the impact of letting others' limiting beliefs control the outcome in the life you want to live. I think all of us at one point or another have lived this, and I'm here to share with you some tips and lessons I have learned along my journey of achieving the life that I want. Now, a couple of things before we get started, I want to share with you guys. I'm not quite there. This is a work in progress, and it always will be. Because once you hit the end goal, you just make another goal, and you continue to achieve and drive towards that. So when I bring this up, what I'm going through, I want you guys to know, I'm not here to tell you I've mastered this by any means. I'm always perfecting it and always working on getting better. And I want to share some things that have worked for me to see if they're going to work for you guys. So keep that in mind when we go through there. I believe there's an opportunity to live the life of your dreams when you change the combination to the lock that controls your emotions and your feelings. But you can only do that once you realize no one's coming to save you. Man, what's that mean? At the end of the day, it means you got to do the work, right? What I'm saying is we've all been in a place where someone else has come and crushed our dreams or told us we couldn't do something, or they didn't believe in that grand idea that we had. And you know what happened? We allowed it. We believed them. We believed that their story, their truth was stronger than our own truth. Want to know what I to be true? Want to know what I know to be true? Whatever you believe in is probably going to happen. So if you would have stepped up to that person and said, no, that's not the truth. I'm going to accomplish this, and the other, you probably would have. But want to know what? You allowed them to control your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, and your outcome in life. And if it's not the life you want, you can't go back and blame them. You can't. They're not going to do anything about it. They're not going to change. They're going to make excuses like they were trying to protect you and trying to make it easier for you. But at the end of the day, that's all a bunch of baloney. Because how do they know what's right for you? You're a grown adult. You know what's best for you. You just got to take the steps and actions that I'm going to talk about throughout this episode that have allowed me to do what's best for me in achieving the life I want to achieve. So how have I started taking steps to create the life that I want? Well, first things first. I mean, I've created a vision for my life, right? And I recently just hired someone to help me detail this a little bit more, but it's always been up in my mind, right? Most of the decisions I make in life are based off of the life vision I have for myself and that I'm working on creating for my family, right? It doesn't include anyone else but my family, right? And the tough part is sometimes my own family doesn't believe in it. Even today, I was having a conversation with someone and they're like, I'm not sure that's possible. And I'm like, yeah, if I believe that, it's probably true. But the difference is I believe something different, and I'm going to do the work and get better at it until it is true, right? Because that's how powerful our subconscious is. Whatever you tell yourself is going to become true with enough time, right? Now, some things take longer than others, so you have to know that, right? And you can't allow that to change anything for you. And know that this is going to take work and it's not going to be easy. But how are you going to achieve it? One, create that vision. Two, surround yourself to keep you on track, even on the tough days. For me, that's my therapist, right? She's non-biased. I can throw out something when hey, someone said this and I was questioning if I actually believe it. Well, we'll break it down and we'll go back to my vision and what I want out of my life. And it's amazing what you figure out, right? And then it makes it easier to make the decision. You got to have accountability partners too. Your therapist isn't always going to be there, unfortunately. So you got to have those people that you can just call on. For me, that's a mastermind or two. And I've got one or two really close employees that I can go to for all of that as well. So those are the steps I do to achieve the life that I want. So how do you get a little bit closer to that? What action do you need to take? Well, for me, first things first, you got to know your vision, right? You know how many people I talk to who don't know what they want out of life? Well, how the hell are you deciding what to do today if you don't know what you want out of life? That's how you end up living with your parents. That's how you end up live into your 50 and realize you didn't accomplish anything you wanted to, right? I hope that's not you. I couldn't imagine doing any of those things, right? That will never be me. Now ask yourself, is that what you want? Probably isn't. So first, create that vision of what you want, right? If you shoot me a DM and follow me on Instagram, realestatemike02, I'll connect you with someone who can help you out there. It's not free. I think it's like $1,500, maybe $2,000, but it really goes a long way in depth. It's a 4-hour session about creating your vision, and then they go back and tweak it and write your vision, and you get a couple back and forth edits to make sure it's what you truly want out of life. So I strongly recommend that for everyone. And two, don't do it by yourself, because you want someone to challenge you, right? And that's what this lady's going to do here. Step 3, or step 2, when you create that vision, then you got to find people who hold you accountable, right? For me, I've already talked about it. It's my therapist. It's my mastermind, and a couple other accountability partners. Who are they going to be for you, right? And I would find people in different sectors and different industries than whatever you are, because it could be tough to listen to other people and what they've got to say, but you want people who want to see you win. Man, how do I define love? I define love as someone who pushes you to achieve the things that you actually want out of life and doesn't allow you to get complacent. That's really hard to find in today's world, because a lot of people say, oh, if it's meant to be, it will happen. I say, oh, that's bullshit. Whatever is meant to be only happens because you choose to make it happen. Now, do you have setbacks right along the way? Is it always going to be perfect? No. But if you make the decision to continue working and getting better at it, watch the outcome change over time. Third, to achieve this, you can't make excuses, right? You got to hold yourself extremely accountable. I follow a practice of living above the line and below the line. Man, there's a ton of different things in life that I can go say, oh, that's true because they say that, and I can make excuses. I could say it's my ex holding my kid back. The facts are I just wasn't a good enough person to be a dad at that point when my daughter was born. Now that's changed, right? Significantly. But I believed I wasn't good enough to be a dad. That's why I ran from that relationship, right? Well, the facts are that wasn't true. That was my subconscious speaking. But because I didn't speak it into existence, that's how it happened, right? I told people for over 25 years I didn't want to be a dad. Well, the opportunity, a kid came up subconsciously. That's what my body did. It said, oh, I'm leaving this relationship. I don't want to be a dad, right? So whatever you tell yourself matters. It really does. So change what you tell yourself and change the outcome, okay? So hold yourself accountable, right? And then fourth thing is make sure you're always checking on your vision every 90 days, right? Because life changes, right? Maybe you have another family member added to the circle, or you hit another revenue goal in your business, or whatever it is for you. Life does change, and you just want to make sure that your vision hasn't changed and you're still moving in the right direction, because that's what burnout happens, is when you're not moving in the right direction, but you keep on plowing forward anyway. So you want to check in every 90 days to make sure your vision hasn't changed and what you've got. What you've got in your vision is actually what you want out of life, okay? Last but not least, I think a lot of us allow people who shouldn't make an impact on our lives control our emotions, right? Someone will say something and you'll make an emotional response, or someone will post something. For me, I'm going through a court case and the other side said some things, and then I got to thinking, I'm like, what do they know? When have they ever spent time with me in over 3 years now at this point, almost 3 years? They haven't. They know nothing. So whatever they say doesn't matter, because I know it's not the truth. They can have their beliefs. It's okay. But they know nothing. They haven't talked to me or spent any time with me in over 3 years. And they don't seek to understand why I make the decisions. They just assume that a decision's made, right? So know that. And I can go back even farther. When I started my real estate company, you know how many people told me it was a terrible idea to start real estate? I'm coming up on $7 million in revenue in almost 3 years. Doesn't sound like a terrible idea to me. Maybe it does to you. I'm just getting started. I would have listened to these people. Where would I be? I sure as hell wouldn't be happy, right? So you get to choose that, right? So change the combination to your heart and your outside emotions. Don't allow them to influence it, okay, guys? Those are the steps you got to take right there. Next, why is this going to help you? Well, when you have those basic frameworks, it allows you to make decisions based off what you want. So many times, someone says something and we get emotional, and then we make a decision based off that emotional state without ever looking back. Does it align with what we want? Because nowhere is it written down what we want, right? It's stuck in here, and a lot of times we bury that. because we're afraid of hurting someone else. Well, if you write it down, then you know it's what you want, not what someone else wants, right? And at the end of the day, when you're living the life you want, that's how you create the ultimate happiness, right? So having a vision in place allows you to stay the course that you want. It allows you to understand when someone else gives you a thought or opinion, does it align with what you want and does it track with your vision and the life you want? Then you can make a decision, does this help me or hurt me? If it helps you, keep doing it. Keep listening. Keep going down the path. If it hurts you, just say, thank you for your opinion. I appreciate that. That's it. Move on. Don't fight with them. Don't argue with them. Who cares? It's their thought and their opinion, and they're entitled to it. Put in the work and watch the good happen on the back end. And then when you have this process in place, every decision you make brings you a little bit closer to your goals or pushes you farther away from the life you want. Man, if I looked at it that way, it moves me towards my goals. I'm going to do it. If it's going to push me away from my goals, I'm not going to do it. Then you get to look back at the end of the day and decide what I did today. Did it move the needle forward or did it push it back? And you get to have honest conversations with yourself. And you get to understand why you're moving towards the needle of the life you want or why you're moving that needle away from the life you want. Be honest with yourself. A couple lessons I've learned along the way. It's amazing. The closer the people are, they will project their limiting beliefs. When I started my real estate company, it was 3 super close people to me who said that wasn't possible. Be careful. You're just hurting sellers. They'll never sell to you. When I started my landscaping business, people said, that's going to be a tough industry. You probably won't make it. And it happens with my employees when they leave. Their closest people hold them back. Right? But they chose to create the vision that they wanted, not someone else's vision. I promise you, if you live the life of someone else, you won't be happy. Promise you. When I started my most recent business, my real estate business, someone told me, hey, 5 million is the most that any one person can manage before it gets out of hand. No, that's his limiting belief. That's what he's capable of. I'm capable of so much more. So I'm going to do the work to learn and get better every day. What are you going to do? You going to allow someone else's limiting beliefs control you? Or are you going to make the decision to control your thoughts and feelings that other people project on you? I had to personally kick all of those. Those are all true limiting beliefs that other people threw at me. But because I had a vision and a faith that I was doing the right thing so strong, I continued to push forward and I continued to live the life that I want. I had to keep each of those to the curves. And now some of you might ask, well, what happens when you got a kid? Well, you don't create a life around a kid. You create your life and then add your kid to it. Right? Now, are they going to throw some curveballs in that? Yes, they're kids. If you're not with your partner like I am, of course it's going to throw some curveballs in it. And I have to figure that out. And I have to work through that. And I will. Right? But if you create that vision, you know if you're moving the right direction or not. Because one day your kid's going to leave your house. So you can't live for your kids. And I'm not saying don't support them and don't help them and don't be the best parent you can be. But you got to live your life. Because the kids are going to see that. You're achieving good. That when they become adults, they realize they can achieve whatever they want. And nothing has to hold them back either. I'm saying you don't have to sacrifice when you have kids. Know that. Now, when you take these steps and you start to take action in your life, you'll start to see your life improve. You'll start to realize that you have more happy days than sad days. But I want you to know along this journey, it's not easy. It's hard. People are going to try to project their thoughts on you and tell you what you're doing is right or wrong. That's why you got to have this vision in place. That's why you got to have the right people around you. So you know if it's right for you or not, or is it them projecting their limiting beliefs? Last but not least, I guess one more thing, 2 more things. Give yourself some grace. You're going to make mistakes. I've made so many mistakes. Today I had a moment, 5 to 7 minutes, where I let someone else control my emotions. I went back. Is this what I want? No. So bounce off that, go hit the gym, and get back to the life that I want. Last but not least, I promise you, your life will improve. Don't give up till you've mastered this. Controlling your emotions, controlling your feedback, and what you want out of life. Don't let others' feelings and thoughts of what your life should turn out to be impact what you actually want. Don't limit yourself because someone around you, typically your family, tries to hold you back because they couldn't achieve what they wanted out of life. What are you going to do? Are you going to go achieve what you want out of life? Or are you going to let someone else hold you back? I know the choice is clear, for me anyway. I'm going to go create the life that I want. It's going to be a life of impact. I'm going to be known as a great father, a great husband, a great business owner, and someone who leaves an impact on this world. Watch me for 20 years and you'll see that comes true. Guys, I hope this gave you some insight to how you can improve your life and how limiting beliefs that others are imposing on you or holding you back. If you found any real value, please share this. Follow me on Instagram for more. RealEstateMike02. Thanks. Thank you for listening to the Properties for Profit podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Follow me on social media for more updates and tips. Until next time, keep turning properties into profits.